All right, and we're waiting. There we go. We're live on both the YouTubes and the Twitches. And put my links in the chat and we will get going. Burned my lip on my pizza just now. Just came out of the oven. Excuse me. Alrighty, that's the links. Okay, and to introduce myself, I am Coach Steve Money. And if you've got money problems or just want to make sure you're on the right track, you are in luck because I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. That is Dave Ramsey's company. You can schedule a free assessment / consultation with me. Yes, free at calendly.com / Coach Steve Money. You can email me about anything, coachstevemoney@gmail.com, anything about the Ramsey stuff, about video games, about tech support stuff, anything that's on your mind, and donations you can send to paypal.me / coachstevemoney. That's the email address right there, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. And let's kick it. Whoops, forgot. Gotta wear this to here and tech support, maybe occasionally a witty retort. Tech support. We're now using covers on our TPS reports. Oh no! This is the tech support. Alrighty, that's enough of that. Close that window. Let's get rid of the tech support banner. There we go, and let's go. We got a tech support. I don't need this anymore. No more songs. I know you're disappointed. And we sort by new on the tech support subreddit. That is reddit.com/r/tech support. All right, this is from Command Hat. Reinstall Windows on a laptop. Unusable heavy stuttering related to Windows Update downloading wrong driver. System specs are oldish HP laptop or high definition. Laptop is 15A. That is a HP model, so maybe it's supposed to be HP. So this is a laptop I'm reclaiming from a relative. Reclaiming. But that's unimportant, but I wrote it down there anyway. What you guys want is the details. You're right. Fresh install Windows. Okay, spend about 3 minutes doing anything or nothing at all. Screen blinks twice. Windows plays device connected and device removed. Sounds. That's going to be a hardware problem, my friend. And since the screen blinking, that's normally when it installs the video driver. From this point onward, the entire system experienced heavy stuttering to the point of unusability. I get a constant cycle of normal usage for a second, followed by half second of unresponsiveness. At this point, not even unplugging the power cable causes the laptop to recognize the change. The screen stays at full brightness until a half second completes, at which the screen immediately dims. Alright, installing. You don't need the support assistant. All drivers up to date. It says reset my PC. Stuttering begins at 24% after install starts, following by the same. You got a bad, let's see. Success temporarily by removing the video drivers. I select to uninstall the GPU drivers and reboot. Driver device driver update, I think is what that software is called, begins uninstalling audio drivers, at which point the screen blinks twice again, and then stutter disappears entirely until 3 minutes later when whatever got uninstalled decides to reappear. I'm convinced this is Windows Update demanding that a driver be present that's causing conflicts inside the system, but would like assistance pinning it down. If it helps, I observe no loss of performance from removing video drivers. If it helps for someone, there's a vague guess about what's happening. The vendor ID is 1002 and device ID. Update out of the post. So I found out every time I use DDU, Windows Update would detect it and start downloading display drivers again, explaining the consistent 3-minute time window between or being stutter free. Oh, I see. I've used DDU setting to prevent Windows Update from downloading drivers. Need a good update source now. Oh, for drivers, you would download it from your from HP's website for that model. Download from HP's website for that model. All right. Move over a little bit. Sometimes my nope, this side. Sometimes my Coach Steve Money thing right there is on some of my face, so I need to be really in the center. Okay. Screen flickering from Baby Yoda Gum. This is a video and some Philrees frames. Okay. Of flickering. The monitor is a Samsung Odyssey G5 32 or 34-inch curved display, 2 inches difference. Don't know which one it is. About a year and 6 months old. Graphic driver is updated. I believe Windows is updated to start about a week ago. Let's go ahead and watch that for fun, and hopefully it's not some. It is this flickering. Is that, what is that? That is okay. All right. So what we do on that one is try your monitor on a different computer and a different monitor on your computer. And what you learn from doing that is you can determine whether the problem is the monitor or the computer. Because if you try a different monitor on your computer and you get the same thing, then it's likely the video card. What up, Spring? How's it going? Alrighty, the-emotional-emu. All right. Where to create such a quiz? A quiz to find which of the three options suits people the best. I know this specific, but it's very important. High school classmates and I decided to see each other, okay? There are more than 20 of us and 3 possible gathering locations. We want to create a quiz in which everyone may select the type of ambience and surrounding, music, food, and other things, so that at the end of the quiz, everyone is assigned to a location that matches them in the best location, I'm assuming. We need something like this, but obviously different questions. Well, what is this? So, which princess kingdom should you live in? Okay, I see. Well, that is probably HTML code. That's website code, so you would need somebody that can design that. I don't know of another like software that will do that, unfortunately. Well, second cataract surgery is done for spring. How they go? Good. They both went well. Identify cause of blue screen of death. Hi, I'm new here and I need help finding the cause of a blue screen of death. I was just watching the YouTubes and got a blue screen of death so suddenly. The blue screen of death went away so fast I was not able to see the error message. What's the best way to find the cause? I look at my event viewer and it shows kernel power event ID 41 task 43. That's a generic message. If your PC doesn't shut down correctly, that means it didn't log anything. That's the only thing you see in there. So how do I find the cause? What do you think happened? I don't have a dump file, so is there another way to find that one? Also, my monitor blinked a few seconds before it happened. So could it be my GPU driver? Could be. The rule with computers is if it happens once, whoops, it's just a glitch. If it happens again, then you have a problem. It sounds like Windows did not log anything about the BSODA. And in those cases, if you can't reproduce the blue screen of death, then it's very hard, it's very difficult to determine the cause. Spring says they cataract surgery seems to have gone well. I definitely have one of those. I might need to get that myself someday. All right, that's from 123 data. Bluetooth receiver to USB auxiliary report. I have a 2012 Camaro and it has a USB auxiliary port. Can detect when an iPod is plugged in. I'm considering taking a USB Bluetooth receiver and plugging it in to use Bluetooth instead of manually plugging it in every time. Would this work? I don't know. Car's Bluetooth functionality with calls, just not with the music for some reason. Not sure why. I would look into that. It should work with if it works with calls, it should be able to do music as well. Check the manual on that. Whether that plug will work if you put a USB receiver into it, I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say no, because it's designed for a music receiver, not necessarily or a music device that plays it, not just a receiver that receives that thing that plays it. So I would imagine it wouldn't work. FDCV malware. All my files are locked and McAfee isn't fixing the problem. A factory reset my computer. Would it remove the malware? Sometimes. Sometimes it won't. If the malware is in sometimes they have it where it can go into the BIOS which is the software that runs the motherboard. That has nothing to do with Windows. That powers up before even it looks for the hard drive to see if it can load an operating system. But if the malware can also be in your factory reset files. So what the factory reset does is it wipes the partition where Windows is, and then it just throws it back on there. And so it just depends on on if the reset files are infected with the malware. Let's see, don't use factory reset, download and create a Windows USB and do a clean install. Yep. Can do that on a laptop. Yes, you can. Alrighty. How can I save my tabs if there's so many that Chrome keeps crashing? Don't save them all then. Have some yoded thing. People are nutty. I have 1,693 tabs on the Chrome. The only place I have these stored is if I hover over history and they show up in the recently closed area. Every single time I try to open them, Chrome freezes for like 5 minutes, then crashes. Is there any way Are there any ways I can open these or at least bookmark them from the recently closed section? There's no way I can just click on them, all of them one by one. I don't know. Let's see, get more RAM or close some tabs. It's not like you're even using all of the 693 tab. That's right, you don't need all of them, so you can, but he's trying to, oh, that's the only place he has them stored there, and they're in history. Okay. Yeah, that's too many tabs. You gotta get rid of them, obviously. Or as he said, get more RAM, and even that may not do it. You need more heavy duty processor as well. This from Painus in the house. Can't boot past a black screen with a cursor. This from Data Recovery section. For the past few months, I've had this issue after changing boot order and BIOS. My PC will not go to my desktop after starting up. I can't see any data on it when I look through my other drive. All it says is NTFS, but I know everything is still there because I copied some of it with the command through repair. I've tried restarting endlessly. I've tried reordering things in BIOS. I don't have any backups. All I can do is access CMD and through it Notepad. Is there any way I can copy all my files en masse? That means all of them at one time before reformatting. Assume that works. When I tried the Notepad trick a second time, it didn't work. If not, is there a way I can still fix this? In addition to changing the boot order, I wonder if he changed, let's see. When you changed the boot order, did you also change from UEFI to legacy CSM or vice versa? If so, change it back to see if you can see your files. Let's see. He's at, what is he saying? I did Notepad. Oh, all I can do is access command and through it. Well, so if you copied some of it, you can copy all. Oh, I see. You need to copy all of it. Yeah, you can. You can copy entire directories. You just have to have a drive connected that is big enough. To hold all the data. Alrighty, let's see. iEmotion. Can't view or transfer files from Android device. Might not be able to do anything about this one. Since it's a phone problem, Android internal storage not responding or opening a picture, it will freeze. Opening a photo, it will be pixelated. This is in MTP mode. Seems speed related as it can barely load pictures when opening them. Isolated the problem to the device is not the cables or the computer. Tried another LG device and worked fine. Device is new, Android. LG was having problems today. Some update, perhaps. T-Mobile LG phone. We're having an issue today. If it's not that problem, let's see. See if you can open other things. Than pictures from the internal storage. Right. Salty AF 0091. Some of my notebook keys randomly untypeable. So my notebook keys on keyboards are always untypeable, even if I keep clicking on it or apply pressure. I think at first I think it's a mechanical problem of the keyboard, but once every blue moon the same keys will be typeable like normal. Anyone know what the problem is? Keyboard cable to the motherboard. Could be bad. Try the on-screen keyboard to make sure that works correctly. And also a USB keyboard. All right, and what that is, I believe that's OSK. Yep, on-screen keyboard, OSK. And that gives you that, and then you can test to see if I tried. So then you can check to see if everything would work, because that would show up in like whatever. Let's say, let me put the cursor right there. T or R, reset, like that, and so you can see it works. Because then you'll know if it's something wrong with the computer not processing the key to a function within Windows. So that could be the dealio on that. This from Mr. Mustard. Mr. Mustard? Probably Mr. Mustard. PC won't post after putting new CPU in, even if I reinstall old one. Boop, 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 doo. That's not good. Broke the motherboard when you did that, maybe? Let's see. Having issues with CPU upgrade. I had upgraded my R5 to an R7 5800X. I'm assuming both of those had a USB flash drive with a BIOS update ready, and ever since I seeded that, okay, so you would have to do the BIOS update before you put the new processor in, not after it. PCU only turns on with fans at 100%, no output, no motherboard beeps, and no USB connectivity with either front panel or no. The power button won't turn the PC off. It does the same thing if I put the old Ryzen 5 2600 back into it. Anyway, to know what happened. Read submission guideline, post system specs. You might have killed the motherboard, but you could also get those results from a bad power supply. A bad supply can spin fans and lights without being able to produce enough power to boot the motherboard / produce video. Also, you do the BIOS update before you install the new CPU. I had that problem on this computer. I had to use an older CPU in order to install a BIOS update before it would work with this computer. I mean, this processor that I have. So even though the motherboard said it supported it, the BIOS version was too old on the motherboard. So I had to update that before I could use my newer processor. This is from Magic__Pi. Mouse and keyboard both disconnect. Can't connect them back without restart. Had an issue for a week now. The mouse and probably keyboard as well disconnects and reconnects like 2 times every hour for a brief moment with the sound effect. Then usually after hours of usage, the keyboard and mouse both disconnect and cannot be reconnected in any way unless I restart the computer. Just one broken USB port or USB device can cause problems with the entire USB subsystem. First, try a different keyboard and mouse. If it still happens, they say it was a laptop or, didn't say. It says computer, not laptop though, so if it still happens, whoops. If it's a desktop, still happens if it's a desktop. Disconnect the front USB cables from the motherboard and just use the back ones as a test. The front ones are less sturdy than the ones built into the motherboard and break more easily. Okay, new speed up extension, SION. Okay, let me explain. I'm looking to watch a very long video in which the guy talks super slow and the video player doesn't support making it faster, so I need an extension or tool that could help me speed up a web page. In the sense of like a video running at 2x speed, but for the whole page. Does such a tool exist? If you're watching it on a particular page with a page using a player built into the web page, you can't control that unless that player has a setting for speeding it up. Yep, you can see if the video has been uploaded to YouTube, or you can try saving the video to your computer. Just, yep, doesn't work, then nope. And nope. Okay. Websites, platforms keep rejecting my IP address on a single computer. Google, Steam, Facebook, YouTube, and much more don't work. Whenever I try to use them, there's no response, like there was no internet. But if I use any way to fool a website that I'm using a different IP, like VPN, or constantly switching between two networks, everything works fine. Alrighty, that's from Deadly C14. I've tried updating my Windows 10 for months now, but it doesn't allow me to. Errors are those. Tried doing multiple things. Going to restore point doesn't allow. System repair doesn't fix. Deleting software distribution folder, they update. The command to fix boot. Sometimes fix boot, I don't remember. Even resetting doesn't let me. Pretty tired of this. Wish to end my pain. Do you guys know what I can do? If something doesn't work, like updating Windows, if something doesn't work after you do a fresh install of Windows, like you would wipe out all the partitions on the drive and then install Windows fresh. If it doesn't work after that, you have a hardware problem. I think I have a bad script saved on my computer. Let me get back to you in like 2 hours on my phone. Okay. Right click the start button and select system. What is the version number? Okay. So I mean, it could just be if he has an older version of Windows, is what that person is saying, but means wiping out the partition and getting a completely new install of Windows. Then it's a hardware problem usually. All right, and a lot of times because you can reset it without wiping out your data and such. And so sometimes you got to do it with wiping out all your data and stuff, deleting the partitions. Obviously, copy those to a backup source first. Dell Optiplex 9020, weird mic issues from My Freedom 231. So, got a Dell Optiplex 9020 from the Amazon to use as a cheap gaming computer and paired a cheap GPU with it to play esports games and ordered games. I have a problem with the mic on it, as whenever I plug in a headset mic to the PC and try to say something in Discord, the audio sounds really distorted. And cuts out every few seconds. I've tried multiple headsets and it's the same issue, which means it's the PC. I tried the front and back mic ports of the Optiplex and same issue. Does anyone know what is happening? You try to fix it. Try removing the audio device driver in device manager, and also checking the delete box and then reboot, and Windows will install whatever it has for that, maybe even generic Windows drivers. If that doesn't work, check the what is it? Dell support site for that model. Whoops, model, and download the newest audio driver and maybe an older one too if they are on the page. Older one too if an older one is on the page. All right, really, I haven't had anything. Oh, so I guess I could show that. Right click on the start button. This is Windows 10. Left click device manager. We go to, that would be in audio, sound, video, and game controllers. And so it'd be the Realtek audio for mine. And so I would do uninstall device right there. And then I'm not going to do it, but uninstall device right there. And then it gives you an option to check a box if you want to delete the driver, because if you don't and you reboot, it will just install that same driver again. So if the driver is the problem, if it's corrupt or something like that, and you install that very same driver again, you probably have the same problem. So you want to delete it. And normally, unless it has Realtek's very common, so Windows may have a default Realtek driver built in, and so you wanna try that, because most likely if it came from Dell, it's not going to be the Windows one. It's going to be whatever Dell one has, whatever Dell has, not Dell. All right, from what time is it? 8:41. Suck me Satan. Okay. PC freezes, heavily slows down until a USB is unplugged. Bad USB. I have my PC for over a year and a half. Problem. Yep. I can move my mouse keys and see that. This all stops when I unplug a USB, either my keyboard or head. Oh. Headphones usually the only thing I've done recently. I think move Valorant to a different drive. Let's go back to the other one so I can copy and paste it. It's the same thing. Where's the other USB one? This one, I think. There we go. Copy. It's the same answer for troubleshooting. Right. Okay. This is from Ardbert the Fallen. All right, Ardbert. Hail. Secondary monitor causes PC to freeze, crash. This was when we do. Don't use the second monitor. Don't you do the thing that makes it mess up. People have a lot of problems with that. I can't figure out, okay, if I unplug this, I don't have any problem. And so leave it unplugged then. Or if they change out a part, if they put in a new video card and it doesn't work, they don't think, oh, well, let me just put back in the old video card and see if it works. So I got 3 monitors and 2 of them work without any issues. Third monitor started acting very odd. Whenever I click box to enable it. Yeah, okay, so try that suspected faulty monitor on a different computer. Try a different monitor as a third on your computer. You can also try using just the suspected faulty monitor on your computer without the other 2 connected. All right, dead mechanical keyboard calls. It broke. Recently stopped working completely. I like to see the root behind it. Is anything simple, fixable? Is the other good? Is it even worth trying to bring it back to life? Could it be just the cable or anything? Can they? Electronic components die, man. Components. Alright, let's do electronic items. Just break sometimes. Can do it yourself. All right. No signal on DP, that's DisplayPort by P Psychotic. No signal on DisplayPort or either HDMI ports on new monitor. So I just bought an LG UltraGear 27-inch monitor. Didn't have enough time to set it up before work, so it was a bit disappointing when after work I couldn't get it to receive signal via either the HDMI inputs or the DisplayPort. Use the cables with my other monitor and it gets signal fine with via either HDMI DisplayPort, and I can't seem to get signal via HDMI cables with the other monitor, so it's not the cable, so it's no. Likely bad monitor. Try it on a friend or family member's computer or laptop. Okay, a lot of people don't like to think about that either, because you just buy a brand new thing and that happens, they go bad. So that could be. Meantime, we got 8:48. We'll do about 12 more minutes. This from Flawed Squid. FPS drops in games when I turn second monitor off. Interesting. Been having this problem for a month now. I've used the Band-Aid. Excuse me, sleepy. I've used the Band-Aid fix of just using a 1080p full screen black image in my second monitor, but it's really annoying to have the slight glow of my second monitor. Slight glow is annoying. Just turn it around. Any reason this could happen? I have an RX 570, that's a video card, so my setup is mid-tier, but I've noticed the difference between monitor off and on. Any help would be appreciated. Does it happen when you boot up without that monitor, second monitor? Monitor connected. Now let's find out. That would be the thing to find out. Okay, this is from 29 Bullets. My sound suddenly stopped working. I was just chilling on Spotify, listening to music, and suddenly my music started lagging and I heard some static noises from my laptop. Interesting. A few minutes later, it just stopped altogether. This happened like 10 hours ago. This happened like 10 hours ago. I spent the whole day trying to fix it, but nothing worked. What do? My audio system broken? Do a system restore to a day when it was working correctly. You can also uninstall the audio driver in Device Manager and rebooting to let Windows install it again. If it still doesn't work, uninstall the driver again, and this time check the delete box so that it can't use that driver again. All right, so let's see. From Sam276, my home media has randomly lost quality, question mark. That's a question. I guess the question is why, or what can I do to fix it? My movie collection stored on my PC in HDD. You mean on a hard drive, disk drive? Well, I mean, the hard disk drive could be going bad. Nothing has changed that I know of. I play it all on a 4K 65 Hisense TV. And it seems to be only be non-4K content. Not 100% sure on that. The movies now look blurry. Thought the issue was my PC. Had other issues with it, like white flickering specs, so I assume it's GPU. But now the movie pixelation is happening through a USB port on my TV from my external backup drive. Annoying enough, though, it didn't happen right away. It was fine going through some of the tests that trigger the pixelation the worst. 20th Century Intro seems to really distort the image, but it was fine. Then after starting another movie, I noticed what happened again and checked back the triggers, and it was there again. Any help would be much appreciated. At this point, I'm assuming it's my TV. But I can't find anything online. I guess I need to know what the issue is called to find it. Looks up pixelated, local mood, don't pull up anything. What do they say? I guess the hard drive is failing and the read speed is slow. Try it on a different monitor or TV or both. Wi-Fi adapter driver gone. I have an old computer that worked great until recently. Have you noticed everything happens suddenly and everything works great until it doesn't? Had battery issues, which are now solved, but it took me a couple months before I had time to look into it. When I got it back, I think an update happened which took out my drivers, and now I cannot connect to Wi-Fi. A lot of times, if you send it to the company that made it or to a repair shop, they will wipe Windows and they will do a fresh install, which could take out the drivers, but they should install the drivers as well. Now I cannot connect to Wi-Fi. I've tried downloading the driver multiple times, but I have no luck. Tried messing with permissions so that it would allow me to download the driver. I had no luck. I did multiple factory resets and changed operating systems. I had no luck. I don't know what to try next, and I don't know how to search it on the internet to get new different answers. I think buying an Ethernet to USB cable might help so I can use online tools, but I don't know if that will solve it. Boot into the BIOS. Google your laptop or computer or motherboard brand for the correct key to do that, and make sure the Wi-Fi is enabled. Boom, 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 boom. Now, you type permission to download the drivers. Did you mean install the drivers? Because you don't need permission to download a driver from a manufacturer's manufacturer's website. What else did I want to tell him about this? Is the driver an executable file, or if it's not, have you tried doing, installing it from device manager and browsing to where and directing it to the folder the driver is in. Whoops, tried install, okay, and get rid of that. Whoops. Backspace is the one you're looking for. Yeah, so let's what was it? Oh yeah. Device manager. Let's just use that. Well, okay, I'll use that. I don't have a Wi-Fi on there, but you would right click and do update driver, and you would browse computer for drivers. Then you would go to the folder that the driver was in. So, but you would have to see it here. It would have to be, it would either have to say Wi-Fi, driver, or wireless driver under network adapters here. If it doesn't say that, the motherboard might not be seeing it and it might be broken. Also, his idea for USB. Is the cheapest way to fix it if the motherboard's receiver is bad, not seen by Windows. If Windows sees it, it should be listed under the networking area, or if Windows sees it but doesn't have a driver for it, it could be an unknown. Devices. Alright, that is an hour. This has been Tech Support with Coach Steve Money. Go through my links again. They are at the top of the chat and in the video description below. If you've got money problems or just want to make sure you're on the right track, you are in luck, because I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And you can schedule a free financial assessment / consultation with me, and that's at calendly.com/CoachSteveMoney. You can email me about anything, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can also send donations to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Is that all of them? Yep, that's all of them. There's also a link to the scheduling on my YouTube banner right there. PayPal and Instagram is Coach Steve Money, no spaces. Make smart, technical, and financial decisions every day.